Hard to believe at one time this morning pre-sunrise that outside Television City we were actually covered in snow. Walked outside my house this morning, had about 2 inches out there on the car, and thought, only mid-March in the 4 states. And now that we've been able to kind of get rid of everything, thank goodness our ground was so warm. No travel concerns, and we're pretty much done with our snow. Now we just got to warm up a little bit because we still have a wind chill that's all the way down to 31 degrees. Big factor is this north-northwest wind coming in at 16%, but we'll find our silver lining, and that's the fact that the barometer is finally on the rise. But we're not going to be seeing any sunshine today. Cloud cover all the way from central Kansas, encompassing the 4 states. But at least all the rain and a little bit of the snow has pushed its way off to the east of our highlighted counties. Now, speaking of the snow, had several storm reports come in this morning. How about 2 inches in Barton County and an additional 2 inches up in Nevada in Vernon County? And while we're talking about storm reports, be remiss if we didn't talk about what happened last night into early this morning, where the thunderstorm activity did drop a tornado in Stone County in the town of Elsie. National Weather Service hasn't given us a magnitude of it as of yet, but we did have some structural damage as trees were down on houses. Luckily, no reports of any injuries. Speaking of warnings, watches, and the etc., we have flood warnings for our rivers. The 2 additional ones I really want to point out: the Spring River right there in Carthage, and then we've seen massive expansion of the Neosho River all the way now north of Chanute. And if we drop down into northeast Oklahoma, we're not looking at an expiration time until Monday morning. So it's going to be a while before that water begins to recede. Now, we talked about the tornado that was spotted in Stone County, of course, overnight for the Deep South. A line of tornadoes that stretched from Mississippi up through Alabama. This is a 24-hour loop. This is what happened last night. It's not what's going on right now. And of course, there's the snow that we had for this morning. And as we reset, we're actually going to see the thunderstorm activity for today move toward the mid-Atlantic. 40 in Joplin, 43 in Independence. Let's roll only 39, however, in Stockton as the wind has come in close to 45 miles per hour earlier this morning. We don't have any wind advisories, but we're still picking up gusts from 30 to 35. Here is that severe thunderstorm risk map that we were talking about, with the elevated area running from Georgia up through South Carolina and North Carolina, backing off a little bit. Heavy rain through the Ohio River Valley. This will stay pretty mundane. Good news for us is, even if we were to take this out for the next 3 days, we stay on the quiet side. Temperatures, though, as we work overnight, we're going to get down close to freezing again. So luckily, we are on the dry side. But as the clouds begin to clear off overnight, we're actually going to end up with some weekend sunshine. All the precip moves on the other side of the Mississippi. Bundle up tomorrow. Whether it's the kids going to school, whether it's you getting ready for work, it's going to be a multi-layer morning. But really, the afternoon's not going to be too bad. As Friday, we're going to be able to push up into the 50s. And now that we've got the sun shining on a Friday, it really sets us up for the beginning of a very, very nice weekend. Don't have to worry about any rain headed our way. And as far as the storms that were headed toward the Atlantic coast that we talked about, Midwest remains dry. And then for the beginning of next week, we turn our attention to low pressure systems that are going to work in off the Pacific Northwest and then head our way. So as far as our winter weather, technically just about to end with the equinox coming up over the weekend. But then, of course, spring thunderstorm activity. We'll begin to ramp that up on Monday, carry us through the middle of the week. So most of our flood warnings are set to expire either Saturday or Sunday. But the reason I wanted to point out the Neosho right there, because remember, that doesn't expire until Monday morning. So any other water absorption that we have, there's a good chance that those are extended all the way to the middle of next week. Tanya?
All right, thanks, Michael.